This is the Crumble controller, and I'm going to use this to control my buggy. But let's first familiarise ourselves with the different areas of the Crumble. The layouts here, you can see you've got the top section is where the power comes in from the battery pack and goes out to power other things like lights and sensors. And you've got your USB connector at the top, and the bottom section is for motors and only for motors. So don't power your motor out of this bit, you power your motors from here, motors 1 and 2. And my buggy will only have 2 motors with wheels on each one. And the middle section is for clever stuff. This is inputs and outputs and sensors and things like that, A, B, C and D. So let's get it going. It's an electrical thing, so we're going to need power. I only use rechargeable batteries and I've had no problems. The Redphone website recommends to use disposables. Rechargeables have a slightly lower voltage and a slightly higher current output. What that means is if they're in good condition and they're well looked after, they should be fine. If you're not sure, they might not work for you if you don't have a good charger. And there's some more information about that on the Buggy Battles website because most chargers are not good. So here we go with a positive and negative. We're going to use a color system here to keep it simple. Any of the leads would work, obviously, but it'll get really confusing if we just start using them all different colors. So red for positive. I could use either of these outputs here because they're linked with metal connections there, and black for negative. Okay, and I'm going to go in here. Now these crocodile bits can be a little bit fiddly and hard to pull, especially if you've got with these rubber bits on. So often people kind of pull them back, or they get accidentally pulled back, and it just makes them a bit easier. But you don't want to do that, and I'll show you why. Another thing I've noticed people doing is going across the holes like this. That's also not a great idea. So let's do it wrong to start off with. We can learn a lot by making mistakes and then fixing them. All right. So if it's like that, we've got positive and negative the right way around. Switch on the battery pack here. We've got a good green light, so that's definitely everything's the right way around here. And it's all good. But then once we're moving things around and making buggies, these are going to get moved. And you might see as soon as these two touch, the light goes red. Now that's because it's a short circuit going on. Electricity is lazy. It's going to take the shortcut. If it's going around here, it's not going to run through the Crumble and turn motors and make lights go and work for us. It's just going to go straight through here and back again to the battery. That's where it wants to go. Now this is like the circuit breaker in your house that keeps you safe from electrical problems. And if you see the red light, you've got a problem. All right, so don't pull the protective rubber bits off. If they do get pulled off, they can be a bit of a pain to get back. Pliers make it much easier. But best to kind of leave them in place and keep them pushed right down to the end like that. All right, let's just fix these ones up. So now we're back to how it should be. The best way to connect in is not to go across the hole, but go through it, right with the end of the crocodile teeth like that. Keep this pushed right down. Make sure we got positive and negative the right way around. All good. Okay, I forgot. I see I'm making a mistake here. I didn't switch the battery pack off. You should only switch this on when you actually need it. But we all make mistakes. Next, we're gonna connect to this. This is a sparkle, it's called. It's basically an LED, and it's got connections on this side and on that side. Just like with the Crumble, we want to connect to it on the left, and you can chain along other things on the right. So I need another red and black, and I'm going to come out to the positive and negative here. I could also have come out straight from the battery pack. That would work as well. Red to positive. Black to negative. And we need one more. So I'm going to use a green one now because it's not a power connection. I'm going to come out of the D for data. And I'm going to go into the last connector here. So this connection is the one that tells the sparkle what to do, what color to go, when to go on and off, all that kind of stuff. It's the clever one. And that's why I want to use a different color for that. All right, we are good to go, but nothing will happen until we code it up. So what we need to do is use the micro USB. And these are the same as you get for charging Android phones and all kinds of things. So on the Crumble, just make sure it's the right way around. Look at the kind of boat shape there. The flat side The wide side of the cable goes into the socket facing up like this. And they're a little bit tight, but don't force it. That's it. On the other side, I'm going to connect to my computer. The first thing I need is a program start. You can see all these different commands down here. They're very easy. If you've used Scratch before, you'll be familiar with a lot of this. These are the most commonly used ones. If we want to then go into more specific code, we can go on these different tabs. All right, so basic, set sparkle 0 to red. Whenever you're trying to do something new, do the simplest thing you possibly can. Sparkle 0 is the first sparkle that it finds in the chain, so that's the one we just connected. Okay, so before I send the code, I need to switch the battery pack on, like that. All I need to do is press play on here, press the green arrow. We can see that the light's gone red. Woohoo, first success. Now have a look on here. It says at the top, programming successful. If it says error there, then there's a problem with the connection, and that's probably a dodgy USB lead or some problem. It's not finding the Crumble. Okay, so that is the very first sign of life for my Crumble, and in the next videos we'll start to go through some of the more advanced things we can do with it until we build a mega battle buggy.